We have had this chandelier here smack violently. It's almost like the room became chaotic.
They usually hear it first and they'll look over there and see the door handle just like jiggling back and forth, and then sure enough the door will open.
He was getting out of the bathtub. He slipped, fell, broke his neck. Laid here for about 3 days. It was in the middle of summer before somebody found him.
Rachel, are you here? Demonic. The cult.
What in the hell?
Is that a joke?
Hello?
Tucked amongst the homes of a quiet suburb of southern Indiana sits a house rich with history, legend, and ghost stories. From the outside, you would never guess that this charming and cozy home was once voted the 4th most terrifying place in America. But venture deeper, and you begin to realize that the Whispers estate is anything but ordinary. Built in the late 1800s, the house was used for many purposes, including the practice and home of Dr. John Gibbons, a bed and breakfast, and, at one point, its rooms were rented out to different tenants. To find out more about the home and the numerous reports of paranormal activity, we met with Rich, the owner of Whispers Estate, and Sandra, who has managed the home for almost a decade.
Okay, my name is Rich Ballard. I am the current owner of the Whispers Estate. We are here in Jesse's room on the 2nd floor of the Whispers Estate. This is one of the more famous parts of the house where lots of activity seems to happen for our visitors. Just recently we had a group of 4 women visit the house, and one of the teammates, she got scratched, we believe, I think she told me later on the phone, 11 times, and this room was probably the part of the house that was probably the most aggressive towards her, where she got scratched on her back, she got scratched on the back of her neck, and then while sitting in one of these couches here, it appeared that something smacked her. So she has a smack on her face that looks like it spreads down even to the front of her chest area here. So after about that many contacts with her, the group ended their investigation prematurely that night. I think they left around 12:30 or 1.
Do people get scratched a lot here, or?
It just depends on the group. Often there are a lot of people who are touched. There's a lot of whispering in people's ear. That's one of the ways the house got the name as the Whispers Estate, because a lot of the interaction with whatever's in the house, it is a very soft voice. Often it's kind of in a whisper. But we do have lots of visitors that do get scratched. It's usually females. We don't have any idea why that's the case. There's lots of people with theories, but once again, they're just theories. It's pretty hard to prove anything when it comes to something like that.
In the early 70s, there used to be a little boy that lived here by the name of Gary. So he used to play hide and go seek. So his family said if he went missing, they always knew where to find him at. And that was, of course, was in the linen closet. And that was right here. And usually the doorknob will always, you'll hear it turn, and then it will open up so far because of the door being uneven. Gary loves to play with these cards. A lot of times people will lay out here, roll cards into him, and he will roll a different color card out. So he loves to play and interact with people in here.
Now that door is not loose or nothing like that?
No, it's, like I said, I think I showed you earlier, you can stomp as hard as you want in front of the door and vibration won't cause it to open. And what most people report is they will hear it if they're sitting here with their flashlights on in the dark, or even with the lights on sometimes. They usually hear it first and they'll look over there and see the door handle just like jiggling back and forth, and then sure enough the door will open. It's pretty intense for visitors when they see it happen.
Now, you also did say there were some camera people here not long ago that something was captured on a photo or something?
Yeah, they were doing a tour and they had a camera over here. I believe the cameraman was standing here by this old armchair, and I was standing over the bed, and I was just, giving them a brief tour of the house like I do with visitors. And they took some video footage, and the person called me the next day extremely excited because, as I showed you the picture, it looks like there's something or someone standing right behind me. It's kind of hovering back there behind me, and it's, you can make out that clearly it looks like an individual because you can see their leg and their hands and their arms. It's a pretty good picture, pretty good evidence.
Throughout the house, you will hear running above. You'll hear children playing. You get growls in the house, as well as you hear your name called. We have had this chandelier here smack violently. And when I say violently, something has hit it from this angle, and then something over here it's almost like the room became chaotic, and then it just stopped. I have had my name called by a little girl. She whispered in my ear, she said, "Hey, wake up," which I believe was Rachel.
This is Rachel's room. We call this Rachel's room because Rachel lived in the house. We think she was between the ages of 9 and 12. Tragically enough, on Christmas Eve back in 1912, she had snuck downstairs to probably what we think is to maybe look underneath the Christmas tree. No one knows for sure. But what we do know is somehow or another she did fall into the Christmas tree or knock the Christmas tree over on herself. And of course this would have been back before Christmas trees were decorated with electric lights and stuff. They probably had candles on it. And tragically enough, her gown did catch on fire and she sustained second, third degree burns all over her body.
Over here in the pocket door, you will see burnt evidence on the door here and not on the rest. Legend and lore that said that she was locked in here, but we believe that she was blocked in here. We believe that the door was open. However, you can see evidence of fire up above as well as on the side here. There is also evidence of fire over here as well.
They brought her up here, her father, the doctor, Dr. Gibbons, and they put her in a bed here in this corner, and she did pass away, unfortunately, a couple days later. I believe she passed on December 27th. And this is her room. Visitors, as you can see, for years now, people have brought dolls to the house, to help decorate the room. There are dolls everywhere. The beach balls are put on the bed because, once again, this is one of those things, unless you see it happen, it's pretty hard to believe it's happening. But I've been in this room with lights on like we have right now and just see one of these beach balls just fly off the bed. It's the neatest experience when you see it. Lots of people claim to see the little girl in the house, walking in the hallways. People who've been here a lot, like managers, they have heard Rachel singing, they've heard her giggling, and we have the only known picture we have of Rachel right here. If you can get that right there, that is the little girl, and it's believed that might have been taken this summer before her death. I've been told that by people. So that's the only known picture we have of the child.
This bathroom here, we had a renter renting the whole second floor at the time. He was getting out of the bathtub. He slipped, fell, broke his neck. Laid here for about 3 days. It was in the middle of summer before somebody found him. We have a lot of people gets in there, has trouble breathing. We have EVPs in there of saying, "Help me," have apparitions going from one wall to the other as well as coming out. This is what we call the servants' quarters. We don't have any documentation that Dr. John had any servants. However, I was telling you about Gary, the 9-year-old little boy. His dad, when they rented this was actually a back balcony, but we have it covered up right now to keep the light out. But his dad, after they moved out, came back to get a hammer and a ladder. And when he opened these closet doors to get the hammer and the ladder, Gary's dad had a fatal heart attack. So we cleaned this out and started letting people investigate in here. It started out with small scratches and stuff. That wasn't a real big deal in here because that's common here. But then it started escalating. We had a 19-year-old get choked so violently, she had to be driven home. We've seen horned entities in here. We've also had people investigate in here and these doors fly open and something will pound on these doors as if it wants out. This is a seance room. Before I started here with Whispers Estate, with my group, this is where I had my second experience, I guess. The first time I was here, I got what appeared to be a 6-year-old little boy in this mirror when I was taking pictures. He had curly hair, you could see his t-shirt outline, very good picture. So I sat on the steps, so I came up with my group to try to recreate that. And the stairs that I just came up, I felt something coming up it, and I knew it wasn't good, but I didn't want to turn around to see what it was. So I turned my camera around and took some pictures, and I brought it down. There wasn't nothing there. And the K2 meter started flashing, and I said, we have spikes on our K2 meter. And the girl that was with me, she said, who's here with us? The best I can describe it was there was this gust of wind, this loud growl, and then something was like right beside me. It was like this blood-curdling scream. It was like ear-piercing. We were all huddled in this corner, screaming for our lives. And this thing, before it was over with, was like right up in our faces.
All right, everybody. We are standing in Mitchell, Indiana, and right behind me is the Whisper Estates, and India and I are about to do our investigation. India, are you excited for tonight?
I'm so excited. This house is crazy. We've heard so many stories. It seems like everybody that comes here has some sort of experience, and it's an amazing house, and I want to live in it, but I can't, so I'm just going to investigate it while I have it.
Yeah, this house has a lot more than I actually thought was gonna be told to us. Like, there's so many ghost stories, so many experiences that people have had here.
And there's a lot of history.
There is a lot of history.
Like, more history than anywhere, especially for a house.
Yeah, and we were just walking around, and this house just gives you some spooky vibes. We actually had some experiences while we were upstairs filming some B-roll of the house. We actually thought the people that run this place were walking up the stairs with us because we heard some popping noises on the stairs.
Is that a joke?
Hello?
Are you filming?
Yeah.
Hello? Where was that coming from? Back there or on the stairs?
On the stairs. What the hell was that? I was so looking at it.
That was something like banging.
So I think we're gonna have an interesting night tonight. I think we probably need to be a little bit safer, especially since, according to our interview, that it targets women. So
I'm not worried.
Gotta be safe though, because people have been scratched here, it looks like.
I don't think I'm going to get scratched or hurt, or it's never happened, and I don't think it's going to happen today.
All right, shall we get started?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
We began our investigation inside the parlour, where legend says that Dr. John's adopted daughter, Rachel, suffered burns from a Christmas tree, which ultimately led to her death. Despite having 2 cameras rolling, the scene you are about to see will only be shown from one camera perspective. You will find out why very shortly.
Hi.
What's up, hey?
How are you doing?
What room are you in?
Rachel! Are you kidding me?
It just said Rachel. Oh my god, it said Rachel.
I'm so sorry to freak out like that. I'm so sorry.
That said...
I know it did.
I am so sorry to freak out. That just took me by surprise. Rachel, are you here?
We have a temperature change going on right now. Are you Rachel that's in here with us? Is that your name?
Are you sitting in the chair? Rachel, my name is India. Can you see me?
What can we do to help you?
That was a kid.
That was a kid.
Rachel, are you here?
Where should we go in the house at? What?
Did that say what I think that just said?
Wherever
you want.
I did hear that.
Yeah, wherever you want to go or something.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when I heard that.
Okay, we're gonna go upstairs. Will you join us up there?
After our portal session, we left the parlor room to go into the kitchen. This is where Sandra, the manager to the Whisper Estate, stays. She is in a room called the Harry Potter closet in case she is needed for any reason. We wanted to let her know what just happened. This is when things began to get very bizarre for us during our investigation.
I heard that.
What was that? India, did you hear that?
No.
I heard that.
Oh my god, that was so... I got chills. That was weird. I just heard something. She heard something. You didn't hear that?
No.
They come from the front.
Somebody up there? We have another camera rolling still in there.
We also said where should we go now?
Hey,
And then said,
India.
What? What?
Something just moved in there. Who's back there? I think that camera probably caught whatever it was that just moved back there. It wasn't, I didn't actually see somebody, I heard something move.
But Emlan said wherever you want to go or something like that. It was a full sentence.
Upon investigating the parlor to find out what the noise was, it turns out it was our camera. While leaving the camera rolling the entire time in the parlor, we had it plugged into the AC outlet for continuous power. When I went to retrieve the camera to head upstairs with India and Sandra for an Estes method, the camera was turned off and everything we had been filming was corrupted. Something, or someone, was playing with our equipment.
Alright, so what are you doing right now?
So I'm trying to use a recovery software to hopefully fix that footage that's corrupted from that static camera, and it's not working. So when I try to click preview on it, and this is what you're seeing right here. I'm trying to fast forward through this video. It's literally destroyed. The footage is not recoverable. So whatever it was made it so this footage is destroyed. You ready?
Yeah.
What are we getting ready to do right now?
So we're going to do an Estes method, and I'm going to be shut in this scary closet with a Ouija board. And we're going to see if we can communicate with what's here. Let's do it.
Alright, bye. Alright, since we got Chill up here with us, if you want to help me ask the questions, you're more than welcome to, okay?
Sure.
I don't really know who was up here as much. I think there was a gentleman that had a heart attack in there, right?
Yes, Virgil.
Virgil?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So India is in the closet right now where Virgil had a heart attack, right?
Yes.
And tragically passed away. So I know I've been hearing stories that there's a lot.
It was a family.
People have been experiencing stuff in this closet. So is that you, Virgil? Are you the one causing all the activity in this closet?
Ready.
Do you know who Virgil is?
Pain.
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 Pain. Like hurting.
Female.
A bunch of random words.
Are you a negative entity in there?
Used to be. I think not.
Wait a minute. Pain and female. Females get scratched here, right?
Yes.
And you just asked if this negative entity used to be. I think not, is what she said.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure if any of that stuff is relevant, but... Are you in there with India? Why do you like to scratch people here?
I like this.
You like India being in the closet?
What's it say?
What?
What's it say?
What does that mean?
Help.
What?
All hail.
Who are we speaking to right now?
Pain.
Do you want it to cause pain? Or
There's no way. Fun.
Is she saying cane or pain?
Pain. P-A-I-N. Can you tell us your name, please?
Thank you.
Who's in the closet right now?
Witch.
Witch. Her shirt says a witch.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I keep hearing something over there.
Yeah, behind the church pew.
Yes. Is that
Demonic. The cult.
What in the hell is she saying right now?
Is she talking about what we're talking about behind the church pew?
Yeah. Who's behind the church pew? Who's back there?
Magnificent.
Magnificent. We want a name.
Demon.
What?
Restless.
I want to say that's a coincidence because I don't want to believe that.
Explaining.
I'd like to think that's a coincidence.
Yeah.
Comes out.
Who is behind the church pew?
If India's saying come out of that church pew then. Move the church pew.
He confessed.
Okay. That's too coincidental. Church pew, confessing. This is just getting kind of strange.
After the Estes method, India and I parted ways with Sandra to continue our investigation. India asked to go solo in the room in which Rachel, who tragically died from a fire, was said to have passed away in.
And they put her in a bed here in this corner, and she did pass away, unfortunately, a couple days later. I believe she passed away on December 27th.
While setting up the cameras, it seems as though some activity was already happening. Our REM pod began to go off, and the energy in the air began to shift. After I made sure the cameras were rolling and India was ready for her solo session, I quickly proceeded to head downstairs into the parlor room. This is what happened to India.
Rachel, my name is India, and I heard your name downstairs. And if you're here, I just want to talk to you. Maybe we can play something. I bought you this that you can play with. I saw you touching it earlier. It shouldn't hurt you, it will just light up and make a noise. I know that somebody touched it earlier. Can you let me know if that was you? The door. Hello? Somebody just knocked on the door. There's nobody out there. The door. The door. Rachel? Or are you somebody else? Can you take the ball out of my hand? Can you push it out? Push it out of my hand. Thank you, there you are. Hello. Is that Rachel? Or is it somebody else? I'm gonna roll you the ball. If you could roll it back to me, that would be great. Can you touch this little light again? It's making me kind of sad because I thought you were here with me. But now I can't hear you, or you're not lighting the little toy up. Could you copy me? Could you go? I really appreciate you letting me into your home today. I've come a long way to see you. You have a really beautiful house. I absolutely love it. How about Gary? Are you in here? Alright, well, I'm gonna get up. Alright, well, I'll be back in a little bit. At this point in the night, we knew we were in a building that was hot with activity and resumed our investigation in Jesse's bedroom, where it's reported that many women get scratched and the closet door opens on its own. Are you in the hallway? We heard that there's somebody in here that likes scratching women. Is that true? Did you hear that?
It sounded like get out or yeah.
No, I heard him. I know. Yes. Why do you like scratching women? I don't think that's very nice. I'm a woman. Are you gonna scratch me?
We hear that this closet door over here likes to open. Can you open that closet door? What was that? What was that?
Do something business here?
Gary, can you open that door for me? They said you could do that. I just want to see it real quick. Is that where you like to hide and play? Gary, if I count to 3, can you open that door for me? 1, 2, 3. Come on, is anybody in this room? Let me open this closet door. We hear that the door goes like this. You hear the noise, and then it opens like this. Can you roll a toy out? Hey! Hey, you're lighting it up.
That was right after you opened the door.
Yeah, I'm getting chills on my arm, and yeah.
Are you Gary?
If you light that up in the hallway, it'll let me know that I need to close the closet door. Should I close the closet door?
That was such weird timing.
That was very strange timing. I mean, to be honest with you, that was really weird. I just literally opened the door and backed up, and then it started going off as it was opening.
Like as if something came out and went out there.
Yeah, or it was coming in the room.
Oh, is that right? Were you coming in the room?
Were you coming in the room?
After our session in Jesse's room, we spent some time in the seance room, but were unable to catch any evidence. We decided to conclude our investigation in the bathroom, where a gentleman had broken his neck and lay dead for several days before he was found. I heard that there's a gentleman that passed away because he slipped and broke his neck in this bath. If he's here, could he tell me what his name is, please? How long were you here before somebody found you? Can you tell me what happens when we die? Do we stay here or do we go somewhere? Are you stuck here?
Did you just hear a scream?
Yes, a scream.
Oh my gosh.
Still going.
Oh my god. We're hearing a scream right now.
I would say that would be outside, but what time is it?
It's 2 o'clock in the morning. What kid would be outside
Yeah,
screaming?
that's what I was about to say. It sounded like a kid.
What kid would be outside screaming? And it
Not at 2 o'clock in the morning.
It sounds like it's in here, but
We were just outside. It's dead. There's not even cars
I
outside.
know. We're in a small town.
Again. Is that a scream or is it like a frog or something?
No, that's not a frog. A frog just
There are some frogs that do scream.
like a kid, like a girl. Idiot, it sounds like it's coming from...
doesn't sound like it's coming from outside though. I can't tell where it's coming from. I don't know about you, that is really freaky. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. It can't be a kid outside screaming.
We haven't, I'm not saying it's a kid, but we just haven't heard it any other time, right? Let's go downstairs.
Alright, stopping the recording.
With its antique furniture, crystal chandeliers, and blacked out windows, the Whispers estate is nothing short of hauntingly charming. It's one of those rare places on Earth where you can feel the energy, where the hairs on your arms stand up for no reason, and where the seemingly impossible is very possible. We at Paranormal Encounters believe that this Indiana home is the most haunted house we have ever investigated. But you don't have to take our word for it. All it takes is one night inside the Whispers estate, and you begin to wonder if some walls really can talk.